Welcome back, everybody. Let's have a look at Matic then, shall we? So I'm only really making this just for the sake of it. I know it's not there's any reason to want to look at Matic at the moment. It's a real kind of mess. So just going into a few details. Obviously, we all know at this moment in time that Bitcoin has broken bullish. It's not broken super bullish, but it's actually done something very important as far as I'm concerned, which is breaking out of this 2.5 year consolidation trend, and it's looking quite good. We've got a few things to look at, which is, first of all, we've not broken 10,500. This is a blue box territory area that I'd like to see broken and support above. Then we'll be talking super bullish moves, maybe even up to and above 14,000, but we're not looking at that way yet. MACD's looking good. RSI is a bit overextended, but it's been further than this in the past, and yeah, we've dumped from that. But it's not been the end of the world. In fact, if you look back into Bitcoin's history, this little peak that we've got here around 73, 74 is actually it's nothing at all. To be honest with you, it's not that much. If anything, the thing I'd be looking at would be the money flow index chart here. That's where I'd be looking to see any kind of real time to either short Bitcoin or to get out of Bitcoin, but for the moment it's going to be up and down, and I think we're likely to come back down to test this descending trend as support. I think that's quite likely to be honest with you. That's the way I'll be looking at it. But as far as the chart's concerned, it's done something now that we've been waiting for it to do, and so I have to go with that presumption that it's going to continue, or at least try to continue. But also, we've not broken the 10,500, which would be the key factor for me, and also I'd like to see it come back down to test this and see if we can be supported. If we can come back down to test it, be supported from it, and then go back up and break and top these wicks here and close above these wicks on candle bodies, then I'll be pretty confident saying that it's time to be super bullish on it. We could obviously just rock it all the way up. The RSI, like I say, is getting quite high, but it's not by any means overextended, and the MACD is just getting started, really. So that's Bitcoin for you. Let's have a look at Matic. So Matic's a lot. It's like a lot of sort of coins in that kind of medium bracket, having their sats drained away from them at the moment, and so Matic holding on for dear life to hold that 200 Satoshi value, and I don't think it's likely to do it. This is a daily chart, and we've just got lots and lots of green candles on the daily here. We're beneath all major moving averages at this point on the daily chart, which is no good at all. MACD is gone super bearish. I have to say though that the chances of a bounce around this level are reasonably high, just going off the RSI there, but I don't think it's going to be much of a bounce. I think what we really want to see is a much bigger, deeper correction with Matic before you buy in. So we go to the tether pairing, because that usually holds up a bit better for me, especially when we've got Bitcoin rallying the way it is and sats being drained off a lot of things. So when sats are being drained like that, what we generally will see is a slow downtrend with tether. So we've got not as aggressive move here, but negative all the same. We are almost gone into negative territory, but not negative all the same. These aren't all red. We've got some greens in there, but they're not. It's not looking great. We're about to enter into the old support resistance blue box territory here. So and actually quite nicely supported on the 200. Sorry, that's a 100 simple moving average there. So it's trying to be supported on these levels. It's trying to hold on to I suppose tangible levels of support. And this whole area is relatively strong in historic values, but is still not looking very good. So I think we're going to start finding our way into the blue box here, just given what I've seen with the Satoshi values and what I said about Bitcoin pulling back. That's going to hurt a lot of these coins like this also. I think we're going to find our way back into this blue box territory here between 1.85 cent and 2 cent, and if this breaks, which it might do, but you know the bottom of this support box is also held up by the 200 exponential, so that's quite strong. We might find a decent bounce around there, so that's going to be roughly about 1.8 cent, 1.85 cent area. The money flow plus the RSI, they've definitely got further to go if they wanted to, so this could go super bearish. Going to the lower time frames, let's have a look at the 4 hourly. I imagine this is going to look pretty bad. So we've got an incoming death cross. Looks like it might even happen today, unless we pump and stay above 21 cent really. But if that doesn't happen today, it'll probably happen tomorrow. It definitely happened the early point of this week. You can see that we're having bounces here at the bottom of the RSI when it reaches a certain level. So that, these are some things you could hold on to, but they're very small. I mean, unless you're leverage trading Matic, which I would not advise doing that at all. I'd just let this one play out and wait to see how low it goes. If it breaks down below 1.8 cent, then it's likely to go further down than that. I'm talking things like 1.55 cent. And I'd always be interested in buying it back up around 1.2 cent, to be honest with you. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's had a lot of moves around those levels in the past. I've got no reason to doubt that it would definitely have a decent bounce around those levels in the future. So here we go, around 1.1 cent. So here. We launched from it here. So 1.2 cent is Matic's famous number, and if that breaks down, then 1 cent, and if that breaks down, then it's kind of over really, and you just wait for it to bottom out completely and just forget about it and just keep it in the corner of your eye, but just try and forget about it. For those who are holding it, I mean, I can't give you any advice of what to do. It's completely your call. You can think of staking it clearly if you wanted to. It's completely up to you. I don't doubt that Matic will have its day in the sunshine again, but the chart at the moment looks a real weird one. It kind of, to be honest, I used to work as a psych nurse, and I used to do lots of observations, basic observations on my patients, and it very much looks like a heartbeat monitor, and not a very healthy one with a bit of a murmur on it. So there's no real progression on this chart. It doesn't look like any other chart. No charts really look like this. This is a real bit of a mess. So what I would, if anyone's listening to me who works with Matic or works with Binance, what I would suggest you do is just to stop trying to pump this coin with tweets and competitions and this, that and the other. Just let the chart do its thing, okay? That is the only thing that's going to allow for anything to have any significant positive gains in the short term. In the long term, that would be. Doing what you're doing is not helping this coin at all. Just leave it the hell alone and let it just get on with its own business. The guys at Matic aren't scammers. They're not. They're blockchain engineers. So I feel it's a bit harsh to slag them off for what they're doing. They seem like all right kind of guys. Just and they've been brought into this whole sort of cryptocurrency industry by default of what they're trying to achieve. So what I'd say is just leave those guys alone. It's not their fault. But stop trying to pump the price with silly tweets, because that does not help in the long run. All that does is give people opportunity to buy and then sell straight away. It's just going to break the chart even more. Charts speak for themselves, and what this chart is telling me is that it's been manipulated in a manner of different ways, and it's basically very difficult for anyone to say it's going to get to a certain. There's no way to give a price prediction on something like this. I mean, it's difficult to put a price prediction on anything, but there's no way you could chart this out and say, long-term analysis, I predict Matic will be. You just can't do that with this, because it's all over the place. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.